Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to the More Analytics Afternoon Energy Podcast for May 21st, going into the 22nd. We're going to look at natural gas first. Okay, we left a large bullish reversal below here a couple of days ago. We rallied for a couple of days, and now we've been consolidating. To maintain gap lower tomorrow, we'll leave a minor bearish reversal above, and that would also negate the large bullish reversal below, and that would warrant a pressure for days. But right now, we're currently still bullish. Break above 276.90. I said projected this upward 115 ticks plus. We've seen 369 ticks. We also had levels that I suggested getting long above at 272.50, 276.40, 282, 284.40, 289.80, which I said projects this upward 900 ticks minimum, 230 ticks plus maximum. We see 240 ticks of that. And like I said, Mondays maintain gap higher, left a large bullish reversal below. That warrants a higher trade for days / weeks in general. And we've seen 96 ticks of that so far from the 304.20 open. Okay. Or one last thing here. If we fail back down through this formation right here, that's going to warrant a decent pressure. That's going to come in at 296.40 plus 0.1 of a tick per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We further break below this formation, which is going to come in at 290.80. And that can't be right. Hang on a second. Yes, that is right. 290.80. Sorry, yeah, 290.80 plus 0.8 of a tick per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. That will warrant decent pressure for at least 200 ticks to the downside. Okay, in the crude oil, the maintain gap lower tomorrow will leave a medium bearish reversal above that'll warrant pressure for days / weeks. I'm not going to go over all the higher time frame stuff. We held exhaustion above at 104.66 with a 105.21 high and rolled over $8.27 coming into today, and more than that down to 95.81. We also broke below this formation right here. Not sure if that's it. Looks like a decent penetration. And a decent penetration below this formation right here will warrant decent pressure. The lower one's going to come in at 95, 97, plus 3.3 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let me just check something real quick. The penetration in the crude is 150 ticks. Just want to check this. Yeah, that was 150 ticks. So if we break back above that line decently, that's going to warrant a decent strength. That's going to come in at 97.68 plus 2 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And like I said, a break below the lower one, which is increasing at 3.3 per hour, which comes in at 95, 97 starting at 6 o'clock p.m. That'll warrant decent pressure. And in the RBOB, not going to go over all the higher time frame stuff. The trade below 352.26, I said projects this downward 17 cents minimum, 47 cents plus maximum. That maximum is going to be shaved a little bit, but we've traded from 352.26 down to whatever the low is here. 325.73. And like I said, if this rolls into a full bearish correction, the minimum target here is 306.43. And decent trade above this formation right here, which is going to come in at 349.05, -3 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. That'll warn of renewed strength. Okay, and the heating oil, the maintain gap lower in the heating oil tomorrow. Actually, scratch that, never mind. Okay, the heat, I'm not going to go over all the higher time frame stuff. The failure below 393.86 has brought in pressure down to 368.57. And I also said that decent trade below 381.13 will warn a decent pressure. A decent trade below 377.89 will project this downward 13 cents minimum, 70 cents plus maximum. And from both of those, like I said, we've traded down to 368.57. Decent trade back above this line is going to warn a decent strength. That's going to come in at 379.09 plus 12 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Decent break back above there will warn of strength, likely at least back up to 393.80 and a possible run for the highs again. Brent, maintain gap lower tomorrow. We'll leave a medium bearish reversal above. We already left a small bearish reversal above yesterday. I'm not going to go over the higher time frame stuff. The trade below 110.60 has brought in pressure down to 102.17. And I also said get short on a decent break below 104.22. By the time we broke below it, it was trading at 104.47. Decent trade back above that formation. We'll warn a decent strength that's going to come in at 104.72 plus 5 per hour starting at 6 o'clock p.m., 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the gas oil, not going to go over the higher time frame stuff in here. The trade below 1195.40 has brought in pressure down to 11.50. Further break below this line right here, which is going to come in at 1101.32. Plus 19 per hour starting at 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock p.m. That will warn of decent pressure as well. And going into tomorrow, the heating oil is the weakest of the three. The RBOB in the middle and the crude, the strongest of the three relative to one another. Again, paying attention to these, especially on a break, you can see the difference in profitability. If you were short the heat rather than the crude, would have made another 4,300 per lot on the day, with the risk being relatively the same. Even likewise with the gas, another $3,000. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's podcast.